Alright, what's up guys? How's it going? So, I'm really hyped this league because Death's Oath is more powerful than ever. I made a Death's Oath build a couple leagues back, and I got it to the point where I could kill Guardians with it and farm T15 mats super efficiently. But with Synthesis League, all the changes to Chaos and to Chaos skills and the buff to Death's Oath, etc., I had to make another video. So, for those of you that have seen the previous video, I'll make sure to link that so you have something to reference if you have any questions. Or just say something in the comments below and I will answer those questions as quickly as I can. So, Death's Oath returns, right? This is Shinigami Queen version 2. So right now, we're sitting at about 197 strength, capped out on resistances, overcapped actually, and we're running CI. And right now, even with our non-optimized gear, we're looking at 21,000 damage per second on our death aura. So just running around in circles, stuff dies, which is really sweet. This is actually faster than Winter's Orb. It's one of the fastest mat farming builds that I've ever played. You can just, as fast as you can walk is as fast as you can kill stuff. So running Quicksilver, or move speed flasks rather, it's so fast and it's so much fun. So this is going to be the focus of this. So let's look at the skill tree real quick. So we are an occultist. The first ascendancies you're going to want to pick up, it's going to be Profane for your normal, and then Wicked for your cruel, Vile Bastion for your merciless, and then Void Beacon for your Uber Lab. This Profane Bloom helps a lot with clear. Okay, so you definitely want to pick that one up first, and then since we're ES, Occultist ES survivability is absolutely out of control. So you want to get this, and then finally finish up with Void Beacon for the minus chaos resistance. So that's what you want to run as far as ascendancies go in that order. You want to come up here, grab all these ES nodes. I went up this way first because this is a big deal. So you want to grab the area nodes up here, come grab a jewel socket, energy shield damage over time, and chaos damage is what you want to prioritize on your jewels. This is only like 5C. It's super cheap. Came up here, grabbed this entire wheel through corruption, and this non-ailment chaos damage over time multiplier is actually a huge deal. So if you see this anywhere on the tree, you want to pick it up, like down over here, how this is chaos damage and non-ailment chaos damage over time. Those are big boosts. I came over, grabbed some energy shield. The extra curse, I'm going to be getting a level 3 enlighten to drop in my helm, and then I'll be able to run despair and Enfeeble. Enfeeble is going to help a lot with survivability. You can run temp chains or something as well. Came down over here, grabbed the aura nodes. We're grabbing spiritual aid because this is a great way to scale your Death's Oath and just chaos skills in general, really. Because when you think of chaos nodes, you can't take anything elemental. None of that works, right? You have this chaos node, you have this chaos node, this and this. That's it. That's it. It's all the chaos damage over time nodes you can get. Boom, 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 boom. It's not a lot of stuff, right? So you want to try and change as much over to get as much damage as you can out of it, right? So Spiritual Aid helps with this because anything that affects minion damage also gives us damage, right? And that applies to your Death's Oath, your chaos skills, everything. So it gives you another scalable ability that you can tie in. So anything that gives you minion damage is also going to increase your chaos damage, right? Which is a big deal. So we grab Spiritual Aid. Pretty much you want to just rush this. You want to just come over, grab these, and then whoop, just come down and grab this as soon as possible because this is a big deal. And you also have some good energy shield nodes and stuff like that. So you want to grab all that. You don't want to transition. We are CI for this build because you have to be because of how Death's Oath works, right? And I'll explain that in a second. So we got Chaos Inoculation, more aura nodes. They changed this up a little bit. This is a great node to take. Just take it. It's area effect and just good damage. Then you want to come down over here, and I finish this out last. And now, as far as our next few levels go, we're only level 87. We're just going to pick up as much more energy shield as we can to get higher ES. So that's the tree right there, guys. All right. As far as gear goes, Heretic's Veil, we're running this because I don't have a good enchant on this, by the way. We're running Heretic's Veil because Profane Bloom requires something to be cursed. So this just helps you be efficient with getting the good chaos pops from Profane Bloom. All right, nothing special. This is hella cheap. Easy peasy. As much ES on your gear as possible, guys, is a really big deal. Okay, so this can go way up. You can scale your ES crazy with this. And you want to make sure your ES on your other pieces of gear is as high as possible. That's your #1 priority because you're losing out on your chest piece energy shield, right? Which is a big deal. It's for 500 base energy shield, which is huge. If I popped on a good ES chest, I'd go up to almost 9k ES, just like that, right? So Death's Oath is the key to the build. Boots, just as much ES. You don't even really need move speed on boots, right? It's nice, but the prices of move speed boots with good ES and resistances is like out of freaking control this early in the league, right? So you don't even have to focus energy or move speed as much on boots. And that's because we're using shield charge and Quicksilver Flask. You get around plenty quick, and I'll show you all that in a second. Nothing special, just gloves, crystal belt once you get it. A Baited Breath is going to be a good substitute for this temporarily. I'm going to show you this new. I don't know how I like this new unique tab, but it's working. So Baited Breath is a great one, leveling early on. Gives you a lot of really, really good ES. But again, don't transition to CI until you have at least 5,500 ES. Because if you do too early, it's going to hurt. And it's going to be really hard to level, and it's just going to be no fun. So don't transition until you have about 5,500 energy shield. Right? As far as auras, we are running Discipline, which is a big deal. We're running Despair, and we're running the new Malevolence aura. So this is just 20% more damage for your Death's Oath. So Death's Oath itself got a 25% more buff to its damage. You got Malevolence giving you another 20% more damage, right? So just right off the bat with this aura, Death's Oath is already 40% more, which is ridiculous. So you want to run these three as a priority, and then once you can squeeze it in, you got an Enlighten, you have some more into the reservation nodes, you can drop in an Enfeeble and or a Temp Chains in your Heretic's Veil. All right? Nothing crazy for jewelry. All this stuff was extremely cheap. Nothing crazy here. This one was pretty good just for the strength and the ES. All right? So as far as the way Death's Oath works, if you do not know, the ability itself isn't going to show up in your skills, right? It's just always on. The second you equipped it, and it's hard to see it with all the crazy affixes that I have on, so let me turn these off real quick. Alright. So you'll see the little tiny bit on the ground. That's going to be your Death's Oath, right? So as you're running through stuff, you'll see it. See, now I want to turn these back on because they're freaking cool looking. Alright. So, anyway, you'll see it underneath you. And the way it works, we'll just run through... Yeah, we'll just run through this waterways. That'll be a nice quick one. Death's Oath interacts a little differently. So you do not need to have this linked at all. Right? It doesn't have to be linked. You don't need a 5 link. You don't need a 6 link even at the end of the game. It's because as long as the gem is socketed into the armor, it's going to affect the Death Aura. Right? So something that you'll have to look at the wiki to get a little more in depth is the gems that you use. You can't use things like Controlled Destruction even though it's a spell, right? Because there's only certain gems that affect Death's Oath, right? And here's my end game one. I just need to get a red socket on this and that's done. But right here, you want Efficacy, Arcane Surge, because that applies a hidden duration tag. And then once you have Efficacy and Arcane Surge, that allows you to utilize the damage from Swift Affliction and less duration, right? So ideally in a setup, you'd want Efficacy, Arcane Surge, Swift Affliction, less duration, Void Manipulation, and then Conk Effect. Conk Effect is what I'm going to put in here. So right now on the build, I'm losing out on a 53% more multiplier on our Death Aura, right? Which we'll be getting here shortly. So that is a huge deal. So 6 socketed Death Oath with 3 blues, 2 greens, and a red is what you want. It's a little expensive. You can craft it yourself using the jeweler method, which I won't get into now. You can look that up on YouTube. It's pretty simple. But yeah, move speed, some armor, bleed flask, move speed flask, and a damage flask. So we'll just run through this so you guys can see the playstyle. It's very quick. It's very fun. And it's great even in delves. And I've been able to clear a lot of stuff. You essentially just run and everything dies. And that's it. So as fast as you can go is as fast as you can kill stuff. Unless you run into invincibility mobs. So you essentially just pop a move speed flask. And you just kind of zoom through the map. Everything just explodes around you. Ooh, a diviners. Alright, we'll come back to that in a second. We're not going to run through the whole map, because you get the idea, right? You run through, everything pops and explodes, and there it is. So, that's the general playstyle of the build. As fast as you can go, as fast as you can clear maps. As support for this, as far as gear goes, the Breath of the Council is really, really good. It is a little expensive. It's 25C right now, which isn't too bad. But in the meantime, what you can use is one of these, the Dark Seer Shadow Scepter. So that increased global damage also affects your Chaos skills and your Death's Oath aura, and it also gives you maximum energy shield per level, which again just gives you a little bit more maximum energy shield. So if we look, I'm at 63 right now. I just dropped that on, and I immediately go up. Even with that just 80 base energy shield, I go up 400 energy shield. So you can see how your energy shield gets absolutely out of control running as an occultist. But that's the general idea of the build, guys. It's really, really fun. You want to run Blight and Essence Drain on a 4-link. So just Blight, Efficacy, Control Destruction. Infused Channeling is a new support, which is really nice for Blight. So you can run that. Val Blight is also good. You fight a boss, you pop Val Blight, hit them with the Essence Drain, and just burn them down, and they just disappear, right? So that's the overall build, guys, right there. If you have any questions, let me know. Pretty straightforward. Stack as much ES, get as much chaos damage as you can. Jewels, energy shield, damage over time, chaos damage. And you just run around and kill stuff. And that's pretty much it. It's a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it. I'm continuing to push through the Atlas. Just starting. It's only a few days into the league. So we'll be pushing up, and I'll be posting more videos as it comes along. But with all the buffs, the Death's Oath, I had to make another video on it because it is super fun. And I really, really enjoy the build. Pantheons, we're running Soul of Lunaris for the damage reduction and movement speed increase, and then Soar of Gruthkol for the physical damage reduction for each hit you've taken recently, right? Stacking up as much physical damage reduction as you can, and you just run around and kill stuff. It's awesome. So, if anybody has any questions, that's the build. Here are the cosmetics I'm running right now. I know you guys are pretty interested in this. Some of this is from the new boxes. Wham bam. Alright, so if anybody has any questions, please let me know. And thanks so much, guys. I'll put all the videos as we progress and update this guide later. But thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. Come check us out on Twitch, which is going to be linked below. We get up to all sorts of general shenanigans, and I appreciate you guys for being here, and I appreciate you for watching, and you guys have an awesome day.